It's me, it's Queen Seharu, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Okay, so today we're going to talk about something fun. Some of you guys, you already know that when we do astrology here at Ask an Aquarius, we're working with the Western astrology. There's the Vedic and there's the Western. So today I'm going to explain a little bit more about it. So those of you who have been telling me that you're doing your own charts, you're Googling things, and you want to know a little bit more information, so I'm going to explain something that is going to really help you, especially if you want to read your own chart. So what it says is that I'm going to explain to you the houses and how they are related, what sign they are related to. Okay? So you'll understand more as I talk about it. All right, so in astrology, when you do your birth chart, it comes up like a circle, a perfect circle, right? And just like when I was a kid, my mom always cut the pie into 12 slices. The astrology chart, your birth chart as they call it, some people call it your natal chart, whatever word you want to use for it, it's your chart. Your chart is going to be broken up into 12 sections, okay? And each section represents one house from 1 to 12 and is ruled by a particular zodiac sign. And what you expect to find in that house changes from sign to sign as well. So let me start to explain. Number one, the first house is ruled by Aries, okay? This is the house of self, the house of physical appearance. It has to do with your traits, your characteristics, the first impressions that you make when somebody meets you. What kind of impression do they get from you? Your general outlook on the world, your ego, your beginnings, and your initiatives. So that's all going to be in the first house. The second house is ruled by Taurus. This is your house of value. Now, in this house of value, what you're going to find are things related to material and immaterial things of value. Money, belongings, property, acquisitions, as well as your cultivation and growth. Substance and your self-worth also is going to come up in this particular house. Okay? The third house is ruled by Gemini, and this is your house of communications. Anybody that knows about Gemini knows that one of the big things about Gemini is communication. So this is what is governed in this third house. In this third house, we'll see things related to your early education and childhood environment. We'll see things obviously related to your communication and your skills and your lack thereof, or your greatness of. You're going to also see happiness in here, your intelligence, your achievements, maybe your siblings, your neighborhood you grew up in, especially. Short local travels like road trips and things like that, and transportation is going to come up in this third house. Your fourth house is ruled by Cancer. Now, Cancer, as you guys remember, is very concerned with home and family. So this house is going to be all about your home, all about your family, all about your ancestors, all about your heritage, your roots, your early foundations, the environment, your mother or your mother figures, the caretaker basically of the household, comfort, and the ending of matters, things that are being completed. All right. Fifth house. The fifth house is ruled by Leo, and this is your house of pleasure. So we'll see in this house recreational and leisure activities, things you like to do in your free time, things which make for enjoyment, entertainment, and fun. Games, gambling, children, love and romance are also in this house. And your creative self-expression is going to turn up in this house. Your sixth house is ruled by Virgo, and it is the house of health. In this area, you can think about Virgo. Virgo is, what is it, about tasks. Virgos are with duties. Virgos are always cleaning. Virgos are always taking care of things. So this house is about task, duties, skills, training, jobs, employment, of course, health, because it's the house of health, and overall well-being. Service performed for others. Virgos are always helping others. So it's service for others, caretaking, pets, and small domestic animals will come into this house as well. Your seventh house is going to be of particular importance to many of you because this is your house of partnership. Your seventh house is ruled by Libra. So those of you who are interested in a long-term marriage or committed relationship, you need to look in the seventh house and see what it says there. What sign do you have there, and what is it talking about? Because close, confident-like relationships are going to be in here. Marriages, business partners, very close relationships, agreements and treaties that you may make with somebody. Matters dealing with diplomatic relations of all kinds, including open, known enemies. Attraction to qualities we admire from the other partner. So all that's going to come up in this house. So if you're looking to get married, if you're looking to start a business with someone else, if you're looking to make an agreement with someone, if you're trying to do a peace talk with somebody you have a negative relationship with, you really want to look in your seventh house and see what's going on there, because that's going to say a lot about your spouse and all that kind of stuff. The eighth house is ruled by Scorpio. This is the house of reincarnation. So the Scorpio house, the eighth house, is going to be like cycles of death and rebirth, reincarnation, the rebirth. Your sexual relationships, some of those relationships may not lead to anything. Deeply committed relationships of all kinds will be here. So even the ones that do lead to something. So more relationship information. So you're going to look in this seventh and this eighth house, especially if you're trying to be in a committed relationship. Your joint funds and finances would be here. The other person's resources, what are they bringing to the table? So to talk a lot to you about what your lovers may need to bring or what they're going to be bringing to the table. The occult is covered in here, like, you know, things like astrology it will be in here. Also, like if you're into like magic, psychic abilities, things like that, is also going to be in this eighth house. Regeneration, of course, and self-transformation is in the eighth house as well. The ninth house is ruled by Sagittarius. This is your house of philosophy. Sagittarius are the philosophers. So this house is going to be very strong, and you're going to want to look here for like foreign travel over the seas or to different countries, culture, your feelings about culture, your relationship to culture, long distance travels, long distance journeys, spirituality, religion, law and ethics, higher education, knowledge and experience through expansion is going to be in here too. So we saw the occult studies and the psychic abilities start in the eighth house, and we see more of that continue into the ninth house. So if you're interested in that, look in the eighth and ninth houses. The 10th house is ruled by Capricorn. This is the house of social status. In this house, you're going to have your ambitions, your motivations, your career, your status in society, government, authority. Your father and your father figures would be in the house of the 10th house of Capricorn. The breadwinner of the household, so whoever is making the money. Capricorn, I was thinking as soon as I saw this, there's got to be money somewhere in here, and it's the breadwinner of the house, so whose responsibility it is to bring money into the house. One's public appearance, impression at large, so how you appear to large audiences is going to come up here as well. Your 11th house is ruled by Aquarius. This is your house of friendships. So you can look in here to see how your friendships are going to be, your acquaintances of like-minded attitudes, groups, clubs, societies, sororities, fraternities, social clubs. All that's going to be in here. Any kind of associations, benefits and fortunes from your career, one's hopes and wishes. That's going to be all up in the 11th Aquarius house. The last one is the 12th house, and the 12th house is, of course, ruled by Pisces. This is your house of self-knowing. Now, in this house, you're going to have seclusion, places, retreats, meditation, retirement. Things are not apparent. you know, things that you know in the inner self, introspective things, things that are elusive and secret and private, self-sacrifices, subconscious, your dreams, things that are unknown to others is going to be in this house. So you would look in here if you're interested in knowing more about your internal self and what's going on with your house of self-knowing. So those are the houses and who rules them and some information on them. So when you look at your wheel, when you look at your chart, you can sit there now and count 1, 2, count them all around to 12 and see, and you'll see what each one stands for. Okay, I'm going to continue in this series to help you with reading your chart. So I'm also going to explain the planets in another video and a couple other things too that will help you look at your own chart and understand what it's talking about. And maybe you'll be able to look at the compatibility between you and people that you meet. One thing I always do is look at my compatibility with my lovers. That's how I learned a lot about astrology in the beginning, because I would always look up myself and my lover, or somebody I wanted to be my lover, to see how we would get along. So another thing you can do with this kind of information, especially when you got somebody's full chart, you can really see what the problems are going to be and if you want to deal with it before you even get serious about seeing this person. Okay, so take a look at your chart, see if you can identify each house and what it's ruled by, who is ruled by, and see what it says about those areas, those interpretations. See what it says about your specific life, and let me know in the comments. Tell me what's going on in your houses. Anything interesting in there? I noticed that my houses, like I told you guys before, are mostly air and fire. So they're good for money, they're good for motivation, but they're not really good for a lot of other things. One of the things I noticed as I was talking to you guys is that I saw in one of my houses that I would have relationships with older people, and that's been very true. I've had a lot of relationships of romantic and non-romantic with older people. All right, guys, so that's Asking Aquarius for today and the houses. If you know somebody that wants to know about this in a very easy, understandable way, please pass this video on to them. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section. I'll love to read them and respond to them. And if you would like to leave me a love donation, I will drop underneath here my PayPal information. If you would like me to do your astrological chart, or if you want me to do a reading for you, please email me for an appointment. Likewise, let me see. Oh, I'm also on Facebook and Instagram, so I'll drop those under here in case you want to hit me up on social media. Okay, guys? Thank you for watching my videos from the bottom of my heart, and welcome to all our new subscribers. See you later.